All right, so we have a couple new teasers as well. I mean, obviously, this is going to be the whole month of teasers at this point. With the amount of videos I've been uploading this past couple days, everything's a teaser at this point, so just expect it. But in my previous video, I talked about one of the houses, and in there I left like a note saying like, hey, this was recorded before the House of Coins teaser, and yeah, that was true. It's just because I got caught up with so many videos and college work and stuff like that. It tends to happen, right? I might like take a little bit longer on a video or something like that. But in this video, I do want to talk about the House of Coins, and we also got a new teaser for another house. I believe this is the final house. I doubt there's another house, but this is the House of Wands as well. So we're going to be talking about wands, we're going to be talking about the House of Coins, and what we think as a whole now that we have all the houses kind of revealed. I will be kind of surprised if there's another one, just because it won't follow the tarot card system. And honestly, we'll just talk about it. And I've seen the images so far. I haven't read what it says, but I saw the images of the models in the teasers, and they look really amazing. Let's start off with House of Coins because that was the one I missed and I, wasn't able to cover because so many other things. The House of Coins. The rare creatures of the House of Coins are unique amongst the great houses in that they can move during the day. While others turn to dust or stone in the sun, Wares turns humans. Interesting. Or at least they look human. Ah, okay. Their feral instincts very much remain. If they were more organized or ambitious, the House of Coins could easily dominate their rivals. But alas, they remain pack animals and scavengers at heart, content to stalk the night for prey and the day for loot. So now, obviously, the model looks interesting because we do have already Darkmoor. We technically already have Darkmoor, right, to a certain extent, because we go do the whole Malister stuff and such. And in one of those dungeons, you do fight a werewolf, and it doesn't look like this specific model. It looks a lot more different. So I guess that's like that's the difference. During night, they're more like a pack animal, and during the day, they're more human-like. Like they still look like a werewolf, but they have they act more like a human in a sense. So that's kind of interesting to see with the House of Coins. Honestly, I totally forgot about werewolves when I was making that video, because we had vampires, we had gargoyles, and I literally just didn't think about werewolves. Honestly, that's on me. But yeah, werewolves, I should have remembered that, just because Darkmoor, we do have like a werewolf boss here and there, so it kind of just makes sense, right? But just didn't cross my mind. And honestly, I didn't see anyone comment about it either, so hey, I mean, at least I wasn't the only one that just didn't think about werewolves. That is the House of Coins. Now, I want to move on to the next teaser, which is the House of Wands. And honestly, the model of this will kind of shock you, just because it looks really nice. I mean, it shocked me just because it looks really cool. I'm kind of looking forward to this model in game. This is the House of Wands. It is said Darkmoor is cursed by the Scolomancy. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. You know what? I'm even gonna Google this if I'm pronouncing this. Yeah, no, so anyways, I mispronounced that. Let me just start over. It is said Darkmoor is cursed by Scholomance, an ancient academy of terrible things, and none believe that more than the House of the Wands, dedicating themselves to smattering things. Wait, what? Smattering things and scraps of knowledge derived from that lost place. They took the name Scalamaria? Okay, bro. English is not great for me today. And have contorted their forms in adherence to the Scholomance twisted ideas. Mysterious and self-isolating, the Scalamaria take what they want through guile and mysticism and devote their internal lives to rediscovery of purest evil. Now, as I stated, okay, first I'm gonna say, bro, sorry if I'm butchering some of these words. Yeah, no, I should have proofread this before making this video, but I kind of just make my videos on the spot unless it's like a very important video, to the point where it's like, okay, there's a lot of things I have to say. For example, like a raid video, right? Those take a lot, so I have to like make sure I say everything precisely. But anyway, very interesting model. I'm going to say, put this out there once again. That model is sick. And I'm wondering if there's going to be different variations. And same thing with the werewolves, and same thing with the gargoyles and all the previous videos, as well as the vampires. I wonder if there's going to be different variations of them. Maybe like a leader of that house maybe looks different. So maybe these kind of look like, at least from the teaser sake, they all look like maybe mobs and such, or maybe slight NPCs. But then there's going to be like a leader of that house, and maybe that leader of the house is going to look oddly different than the other, and have like maybe like a crown or something that signifies like, hey, I'm the leader of this house, you know, like house of whatever, house of this, kind of like that faction idea of what I'm trying to get out from these previous videos. But I'm hoping, yo, if we can get some gear that's related to any of these, that would be sick. Like some of the gear that they're wearing, like especially House of Wands, that looks insane to me. Like imagine if you can have a robe with like floating runes behind you or something, because that's what it looks like in the image. I can't tell what it is in the back. Maybe you guys know in the comments down below. You guys can let me know. But those like little runes in the back, and bro, my man's aura farming at the same time. So I wonder if we're gonna get like gear that like kind of is like around that, because we do usually get world gear, of course. We always do, right? We always get our two sets: the Dream Stalker equivalent, and then the Reaver equivalent, which is like, you know, the amount of variation we have is kind of insane at this point. But I'm hoping one of those looks like this in some sort of way. But at the same time, then once you see a lot more people use it, it's probably just gonna just lose its effect of, oh my god, this looks so cool. That's usually what happens when we get new gear. Once you see it for the first time, then you know it's droppable, and then everyone starts wearing it. It's like, oh. Still though, very interesting to see with the House of Wands, because the fact is they devote their entire lives to the rediscovery of the purest of evil. Now I wonder if House of Wands is like the most corrupted one out of all the factions. Because if you look, if you know, judging by all the previous videos, you guys can kind of see that they, like, the way that they wrote this specifically, you can see like word creatures, you know, they could dominate stuff, they could do that, but instead they're just like pack animals. So you don't see them like act as crazy. You know, they might do certain things, but they won't be like the most fierce of all of them, right? So they wrote it like kind of like as neutral. But then when you look at specifically the, like, you know, the House of Wands, you can see like all the writing that they wrote or to describe this house is like all dedicated to like this evil like esque idea. So I'm wondering if, you know, my ideology of like, okay, at first I thought House of Wands was going to be humans, right? Because that's what I legit like, you know, wands, wizards, that makes the most sense, right? Maybe that's the faction I play, just trying to defend against the other factions. But this completely changed my ideology completely. Now the fact that we know what House of Wands looks like. But I wonder if we're gonna, you know, fight a boss from each faction, similar to like kind of like, well, Mirage didn't really do that. I guess Mirage, we only fought some, like the only one that I remember fighting out of all of them is Baron. I know we had the whole dungeon where we fought each an individual genie, but that's different. I don't think we'll have something like this in Darkmoor where we fight each an individual, I guess you can say like assistant or something like that in Darkmoor, just all in one dungeon. I doubt something like that's at play, but still very interesting regardless. So many ideas can be flowing from this, so many, you know, possibilities they can do with the story, whether it be faction alliances, whether it be things that they, you know, different factions give gear, or whether it be, of course, we'll have badges, I assume, but I really want this faction idea to come and play with all these different badges. It's really interesting to see, and I liked it in Mirage. I'm just genuinely hoping. I mean, if it isn't, hey, the world's not gonna end. Oh, boo, we didn't get our own separate faction rep that, you know, you kind of like work towards, like this badge of killing a certain mob, and then you unlock specific gear. Like, I doubt we'll get that, but I mean, hey, anything's possible. I mean, I'm being optimistic and hoping that we get something like that, you know? And I feel like a lot of people will like that. But hey, you guys let me know what you guys think in the comments down below of all these different houses. Now that I've covered all of them, I will be surprised if we get more. I mean, we still have, I mean, I don't know when the date of test room is. I don't think anyone really knows. But if we're going based upon last year, test run was towards like the second to last week, or maybe like the last week of the month. So you never know. I mean, test run can even be like slowly approaching upon us, but it's literally gonna happen this month. I'll be surprised if test run isn't this month. It should be this month. But hey, you guys let me know in the comments down below when you guys think test run is. But there's still a lot more teasers. There's still a lot more teasers and a lot of things to look out forward to. But that is it. You guys let me know in the houses, I guess, and what you guys think will happen in Darkmoor with all this information now that we have all this kind of told to us. And I'll be surprised if there's another house at play, but there shouldn't be, because it doesn't follow the tarot deck system, tarot card deck system. So there's that. But anyways, that is it for me. Leave a like, subscribe, all type of stuff, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.